Well, what do we have here? Did those goons really get their grimy little hands on Agent 173? The Agent 173? From Rockwell's? Oh, they did! Oh, you're slipping, 173. If this was Denmark, you would have already escaped your bonds. And we'd be having a battle of wills rather than wits, though. I suppose I win in that respect. Do you remember Denmark? Oh, Copenhagen. Such a lovely city for flighty little agents like ourselves, you know. Of course, I wasn't an agent then, but I also had both my eyes. So, you win some, you lose some in this rat race we run. I suppose that's why we love it. I suppose asking if you remember Denmark was the wrong question. The question should really be, do you remember me? Do you remember who I used to be? The naive, giggly little piece of arm candy that you toured around the city like a trained animal. I had to be worth something to you then, to be worth something now. Of course, I came out on top in that avenue too. Copenhagen. Rockwell must have very nearly chewed you to pieces for losing that launch code. I mean, it can't have been that bad if you're here now, after all. Rockwell would have kicked you to the curb if he really thought you were an absolute failure. Or maybe he didn't know how low you could really sink. Who's to say, really? You can always do worse. I believe in you. Ah! Speak of the devil. Rockwell must have gotten my transmission by now. I might have only captured his sixth best agent, but everybody who's seen him knows that he thinks of you like a son. The daddy issues that radio off that man, let me tell you. Oh, now you have something to say about these things. I thought you were all brevity is the soul of wit and all that. Who would have thought that all I had to do was insult your commanding officer? Go figure. Mine? Mommy issues, but it's like wild. We don't talk about my commander. But let me tell you, 173, let's talk about you. You have a lot going on, don't you? Thoughts, feelings, national secrets, things of that silk. Yeah, silk. Things of that silk. Ilk. Suka. You knew what I was saying. English is my fourth language and you expect me to be fluent all of the time? Regardless of any verbalisms, you know what I was saying. The two of us have a few hours before Rockwell can find where I've stored you. The ransom note is more of a customary move of a mercy than it is something I generally think I'll receive. That means you and I have some time to play before your boys in red, white, and blue break down my door. I'm sure I can get you the crack before then. I remember Denmark. And I'm sure you've been trying to forget Moscow ever since. By the by, I think you look great in red, and by the end of our little encounter, I'm sure you'll be wearing my color one way or another. It just depends on if you want to play hardball or not. Now, if you excuse me, 173, honey, I have to fetch the others. I told the new recruits we were going to do target practice today, and if you have thought that having one eye made me an interesting shot as is, you have not met my dear ladies now, have you? Farewell for now, Agent 173, but we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.